DNA to RNA thing? Yeah.
You are absolutely correct. And we did, I don't think you were able to make it to this last Python Thursday, but we did the same challenge, but the Python version of it last week. So
did you?
I'm a little bit familiar with it, but not in the Clojure style. So
for the Python version, I used MakeTrans.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, to translate the different RNA. Whatever.
Yeah, because the way MakeTrans is, since there's only 4 possible DNA and RNA things, you only had to do the 4 characters and then the 4 characters that they translate to. It was great.
That makes sense. That totally makes sense.
Yeah, so it was like 1 line of code.
Oh, awesome.
But I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as easy in Clojure.
You know, it might be for someone who knows what they're doing, but yeah. I am not that person.
I was going to say, yeah, because when I looked at it in Clojure, I am not that person either.
All right, can you see my screen?
Oh, yes, I can.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm trying out Tmux here to do a little split screen. Hopefully make my coding sessions a little easier to follow too. So we'll see. This is an experiment. So I grabbed the latest here, and you're right. It's RNA transcription. Let's go ahead and look at README. You know what? We want to go into that one, right? RNA. Okay. So yeah, we're translating G to C, C to G, T to A, and A to U. Okay. So G to C. Let's try. So I've got Leiningen all set up. Let's see if it works. We just need to go line test. Oh yeah, there's a failure. Oh, you know what? When it's in this, I am not sure. Here. What if I say more? That didn't work. Type it into more. I usually use the scroll bar, but that's technically cheating. That didn't seem to do it. Well, that could be a problem. Maybe we'll go look that up real quick. So in bash terminal make text stop so I can read it. That's not what I want. There's a file you can use. There's a program you can use. I forget what it is. Maybe I don't want pipe. Maybe I want. No, that's not it either. Oops.
Oop.
Not the tunnel of doom. I will learn it. Slow scrolling.
I love those plain, simple web pages. Just some text.
So easy to read here. Is this it? Command line. I don't want to interrupt it. I want to make it pause when it gets to a full screen. but I don't remember what you do to do that. Dash pause text on full screen. Okay, here. Pipe less. That's what I did. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. So instead of a split screen, I'm going to try something else that Tmux does. And we're going to take that and then make a new yep, there we go. Okay, so now I'll have a full screen. Right.
Oh, okay.
File not found exception. Could not locate RNA underscore transcription .clj. So we need to make that. Try it. If we go here and then there. Okay, here's this one. We can go dim in this window. RNA transcription CLJ. Write the file, and then we go back over. That's old. Okay, and there. Okay, so now I can. Okay. So if we run this again, I thought RNA transcription.clj. I thought we just made that. Transcription.clj. Maybe because it's empty?
Maybe. Did you save it?
I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Oh. Namespaces with dashes. Use underscores in the Clojure file name. So did I? Maybe if I do this.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wonder what I'm doing wrong here. If I do this over here, do I get that same weirdness? Why does it do that? That doesn't. It's like it's an empty file.
Yeah.
Or. Not locate RNA underscore transcription. Let's look at the test file and see if we can figure it out from there. Oh, you know what? This isn't Python, this is Clojure. So we need to move this RNA transcription file over to the source folder.
Oh, that could be it.
Okay, and now we need to. I forgot that this is a Java-based language, so
Yeah.
we want to be specific about where we put stuff. Okay, so I want to quit out of here. Now let's try this again. Yes, we got a different one. Okay, so now we need a function to RNA. Look like. Let's have it, for now we can just have it return RNA. Okay. Parameter declaration missing.
Hmm.
I wonder what that means. Oh, it doesn't accept any parameters, I bet.
Oh, yeah, there's no brackets.
Yep. So maybe we just chew them all up with that and see what comes through.
Yeah. We should get a bunch of failures, I think.
I hope so. That's what I'm aiming for.
Yeah.
But a different kind of failure than I've been getting. Yeah. You know, I don't really like not being able to scroll. I'm used to that scrolling.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that you couldn't scroll.
Yeah, it doesn't get me the scroll bar in tmux. I know there's a way around it. And I thought it was that less. But less seems, or maybe if I use the HK. Oh, it worked this time, I think.
Oh, it might have worked.
It seems to have. Okay, so when it's C, it expects wrong number of arguments passed. Okay, so this is what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So we go Q. Okay. Hang on this. Well, what is this? This is called a help me out. What are those letters, those numbers called? Like what is RNA made out of?
Proteins? Oh, nucleic acid.
Yeah, what do we want to call it? We want to call it a protein or a nucleic acid or a nucleotide or a something else.
Each part of the DNA or the RNA is a nucleotide, I think.
All right, we'll call it that. Okay. And
there we go. Yeah, beautiful.
So it says that C does not equal G, A does not equal G, and U does not equal G. Okay. So, oh, and I even get scrolling. That's awesome. And now I feel better about that. I wasn't going insane. Okay. But we need to add some control flow here. So, is it like? No, you can use an if, but yeah, I think what we want is if, right?
I think that's what I may have done, but
You know what? There was a switch. A switch. What was that? What's the syntax for that?
oh yeah, there was a switch, wasn't there?
Because I think if would work, but that would get crazy nesty, right?
Maybe. I think mine was getting pretty nasty when I was making it. I didn't finish it, but
Okay. I've got it in my notes here somewhere. Give me a minute. How's the ice cream?
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, it had brownie chunks in it.
That sounds amazing. Cond is what was it? What it is?
Oh, the if thing. Yeah. The COND.
Yep. Bigger.
What did I do? I think I got it to the point where it was returning most of the things correctly, but it was returning them in a list.
Okay, rather than
rather than just like that string.
That string. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna figure this out. So that should return G for C, and otherwise it will return, let's say RNA. So exit out of there because I'm doing this thing. Oh, it died big. Did something wrong.
It died. Did we have to explicitly use else, the colon else?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because it didn't have a condition, right? It needs a condition to make it. There we go.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Good work. All right, so we only have 5 failures this time. Yay. All right, so we want G to equal C.
Oh, this one should be good. Thrown assertion error.
What is? Huh?
On the test, one of the failures was nil because of the thrown assertion error. We have to raise errors in Clojure. That should be fun.
Yes. All right, we'll get there. Right now, we're gonna do C for G. But this one is just gonna pick this one, right? Down to 4 failures.
Awesome.
So T should give us A. And A should give us U. All right.
Awesome. Now we're...
Now what? Oh, okay. So I think this one gives us an assertion error because there's an X in there, right?
There's actually, looking at it now, there's an X and there's an F and there's a D, and those, none of those are the correct letters.
No. So let's focus on this one because this is the one we actually want to do, right?
Yeah.
So
this one was the tricky one. This is the reason why most of my things are returning as some sort of list instead of some sort of string, because having to go through every letter to change every letter the right way.
I'm going to use a little TDE trick here. Say, no, that's not it.
Else link to the Clojure Hangout.
Exactly. Maybe I won't. So I was going to put that string in there, and then it would actually return. But I think that's what that that final one is for, to make sure you don't do that.
Mm.
So if we get a single item, so what I think we want to do is, if we get something that is the length of 1, then we want to do this. But if it's not 1 long, then we want to have another method, right? So this is,
yeah.
This becomes pair nuke. Yeah. And then 2 RNA. Sequence.
Is sequence a keyword?
You are absolutely correct there. We'll call it RNA seq.
Oh, okay. Because I saw it turned blue instead of green. I was like, that can't be good.
Yeah, that was very observant.
Yeah.
And I think here we just say pair Cleo RNA sequence. And this should get us exactly where we were before, except we now got two functions.
Yes. Ah, beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we want to do a little functional magic, probably with like recursion or something, right?
Yeah, I think that would be the functional way to do it, because I tried using a for loop, which is the C, Python, Java way to do it.
Right. So first we need to turn that string into a list of characters, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, or because the way I was thinking about it, which is why I used the for loop, you wanted to grab each character and change it and then stick it back into the string. And it's easy to do that in Python without, you never even have to touch a list. But
oh yeah, just like convert it.
Yeah. But I don't think it's that straightforward in Clojure.
Yeah, if it is, I don't really know how it would be done. So let's try making a let's see, Clojure convert string to list. What is that? Is it split? Is it that easy? str. Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. It's like this right here, right? Oh, wow. You can actually filter out things that aren't.
Wow.
That's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, so split and join, I'm thinking, are the ones we want. Although str should combine the different, combine them all back together. So I think split is the one we want. Okay, so let's give this a shot. Require yada 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 yada. Require that.
Mm-hmm.
STR is actually a thing.
Yeah, so then we just have to use the word split.
Yeah. All right, I like this one. Only split. That there. Let's try that. Is that in the Clojure string only split? All right. If that's local files. So, Clojure string containing period with prefix quote. Lib names inside prefix list must not contain periods. Oh, okay. Is it? What?
Huh.
They use a period. But I guess that's bad. Maybe you don't need Clojure in there. Maybe you could just say string. Difficult. It still doesn't like it.
I think we broke it.
We broke it. What are we doing wrong?
Oh, did we not use the word use? What are they doing?
Yeah, maybe we do it their way. I was trying to include it in the namespace statement, but maybe you should do it the other way. Maybe I should walk before I try to run.
I use.
Okay. Okay. I think that should be good. In my less than expert opinion. No, it's not.
Nope.
Why does it?
Let's see.
Class not found exception.
Clojure.string.
Try a little faster feedback here. Maybe just copy pasting this directly. this here. That works. Of course that works.
What did they do different?
I don't know.
Oh, well, they do have the apostrophe in front of the bracket.
Oh, you are correct. They have that, right?
Yeah, they had that.
That probably makes all the difference. It
Oh,
does.
look at that.
Very nice. Okay, so right now when it gets this, it's getting, oh, it's not nil. Okay, so now Derek showed us the other day where you could like pattern match, but I don't remember how to do that. It was like, no, that's not it. Is it? Did you have to use the match keyword?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Maybe we could try it, but I don't think that's actually what we want. Function. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong word. Because basically, if we're past a, I guess we're always going to be past a string, huh? It's the length of the string that we're interested in.
Oh, could we use count?
Yeah, once we convert it to a list, we totally could.
Oh, okay.
So, my brain isn't working right. So I guess we could use a let to do this, but I'm used to like splitting that string apart.
Yeah, just using like the Pythonic way of string dot split.
I don't think that's what we want though. Clojure length of string. Can you do a length of a string? Maybe this one. Let's try the REPL. What if we did count? Easy. Hey, look at that. So what if we did first? Easy. Do we even need to convert it to a list? No, we don't. Rest. ABC. We don't even have to worry about.
Look at that.
Look at that. Okay. So. And this is where my head stops working. So we want to do it for each.
Yes.
But we could do a map. What? play around with this again. So if I take a string and I do a map on it, let's define a function, call it foo. It accepts a parameter, and it returns 0. Well, foo on A, we get 0. Okay. So if I say map, all right, yeah, if I say map foo ABC, okay, and if I say string map ABC, get a lazy sequence. And to evaluate a lazy sequence, you could take, I don't think this is how I want to do it, but take three. No, that's not right. Take 3.
CLO. Wow.
Oh. What just happened? What if I take 6? Will it be Clojure? I don't know what I did here.
I'm not sure what you're taking exactly, but
Well, it's a lazy sequence.
yeah.
So it's a sequence, but it doesn't evaluate until you tell it to.
Well, according to this, your take is just splitting up the closure.lying.lazy sequin at 12EAF.
Oh, it's not take. That's amazing, though. That was really cool. But it's absolutely not what I'm trying to do. Maybe it is string.join. So if we say...
We didn't even get a list of strings. We got a list of characters.
I know. Clojure string syntax. Yes.
Oh, I guess we don't need to include string.
No. Oh. I just read about lazy sequences. How do you get them to evaluate to see what the heck's in them? You use no time state. Lazy sequence. Clojure. What did I do wrong here?
Huh.
I'm definitely doing something wrong. Join. Oh, this is the character you're joining with. So join takes 2 values. What did I do? Why is that? I didn't want to grab that. Not what I wanted. Oh, you know what though? I didn't want to use the whole reason we're using join is because we didn't want to use str. There we go. That's what I wanted.
Okay.
That's what I wanted.
All right.
So we're taking a string, we're calling a function on every method or every character in that string, and we're joining the output.
Mm-hmm. So could we map to our
We want to
first
use that.
function?
That's exactly what I'm thinking. So split, we want join. So two. So maybe this is as easy as Python as far as make trans.
Yeah.
Almost. So we want to join map.
We pretty much did our little make trans thing in the pair nucleo function.
Exactly. So like that, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh no,
Right?
I'm missing one thing. I'm missing the. That's my.
Oh yeah, okay. I think that's it.
Two. See if we are Clojure geniuses. Everything fails.
It comes back as nil. As empty string. Huh.
Okay then.
Let's see. Everything failed?
Everything.
Or did one test pass? Nope, everything failed.
Everything failed. All came back as quote quote.
Why did it come back as quote quote?
But this, we know the pair nucleo returns, it does the translating, but apparently we're not. We just showed that if you run a.
We just did this with
in the REPL, right?
I mean what our function just returned a string, but all this function is essentially just returning a string too.
Yeah. I thought we just did this. We're mapping. Now I'm confused because I'm pretty sure. We didn't write it.
Empty string.
Why is it doing that? Transcription to RNA. Cool. How is it? Can we? Do this. That'd be useful, wouldn't it? Or how do we aware that the test is doing it? So let's look at the test. Require no. Require RNA transcription?
In the namespace?
Okay, I don't know that we need the namespace.
I had downloaded something, Lean Exec. I think it's like a plugin or something for line again. And you can lean exec your Clojure file.
Yeah, something like that.
Instead of having to set up the whole project thing and this, including a main function and the project source or something like that.
Yeah. How to reload a Clojure file. Yeah, here. I think this is what I want. Load file, this one, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Use your .namespace. Maybe it's already loaded? I'm just guessing now. No idea. I don't know. There's got to be a way to do this. It would make sense, wouldn't it?
It would. I'm pretty sure there is a way, but I think I was having that same trouble, which is when I...
You tried that Clojure exec?
Yeah, that exec thing. Because I was Googling around just like this, and someone came up with it. Someone came up with that answer, but I forgot exactly what. You had to install something else because it wasn't part of line again originally. But it'd probably be more beneficial to actually know how to do this.
Maybe we need this one. But see, they say that this is the same thing as this. Your .namespace reload.
Oh, reload has a colon in front of it. I don't think you did that last time. Your reload doesn't have a colon in front of it. Doesn't matter.
Namespace reload. Wait,
Could not
unable
look.
to resolve symbol reload in this context. Compiling.
And now it can't find RNA transcription init class or user. So what would you'd have to do source.RNA transcription, right?
Shot.
Nope.
Can't find source RNA transcription on the class path. Oh, it worked. Why did it work that time? So this should get me G. No, it gets me quote, quote. Well, there's our problem.
Yes.
Oh, wait, but we named that other thing, that nucleotide. Matt, what would we call that?
What was that? Paranucleo?
Paranucleo. That's working.
Yes.
But the other one isn't.
No, what are we doing wrong?
That is an excellent question.
We have a name of a function, and we have an argument, RNA sequence.
Yeah. Let's just try that.
Yeah, baby steps.
Yeah. And now I need to reload. And we just learned how to do this. No, it doesn't work.
Oh, take away. Don't use the source, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And now it works.
Huh.
I need to write that down.
Yeah.
Because that is amazingly useful. That is definitely going to be something I remember from this. Okay, so if we say no. Okay, so what if I say map RNA transcription? Oh, it doesn't know with a single character. What if...
Oh, that's why. Okay. Because remember the join, when we did it, when we were fooling around with it, it was returning the character, not the string. And our function is looking for a string and then returning it another string. We're supposed to be matching it to the character if we want to use join and map, I think.
So this.
So like, you know, the, what is it, \G. In our, we might have to change paranucleo, but then all of the, maybe it would still work.
But I thought we showed that you could do. I could totally be wrong. Didn't we do essentially this? Why is that returning nil? Oh, because...
Oh, because it's paranucleo.
But
Oh, why is it returning nil now?
I don't know.
Oh, well, oh, that's what I'm. Oh, well, when it was a list, it returned the characters the right way. Huh. Interesting.
All right.
So, since it's not a list and it's a string, is it treating it differently?
I don't know. What if we just... Oh, it's passing in a list. It's converting... No. Whoa, what? Making it something else. Let's try this. If we say map, and these things, they're not strings, they're
Oh, those are the characters.
the characters.
Right. That's, I think, our problem. So if so it's looking, if nucleotide, yeah, is equal to, is it that or is it backslash? Yeah, I think it's that.
Because this is based on Java, and Java characters are different data type.
Do we have to return? I don't think we have to return the character, do we?
I don't know.
Or
we'll just try it like this and see what happens.
yeah, some of them should pass and some of them should fail.
Load.
What are we doing wrong now? Oh, well, we're using paired nucleo. What if we map again?
Let's try actually running the tests and see what happens.
Six failures, I think.
Yeah, you are correct. That's what happens.
Well, I think
it's passing in strings. It's not passing in characters, it's passing in strings.
And it returns the character, but I think that was our fault.
I think that is our fault.
But I think we might run into another problem. But I guess we could worry about that when we get some test passing. So those could all be back to strings, and then these things on the left of nucleotide have to be characters.
Like that.
Yeah. Now, we should have 2 failing tests. Maybe. They're probably all going to fail, though.
Well, knowing our luck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because now...
Oh, now it's returning a list.
Yeah, this was the problem I was running into. I mean, you did it way more efficient than I did, because you used map.
I'm getting the right answer.
Yeah. This is the problem. We're getting the right answer, but it's not joined as one whole string.
All right, well, let's do that. Because I think we're almost there.
And then we could worry about trying to throw that assertion error.
I think it might throw itself.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We forgot about join.
What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Yes!
Woo! One failing test.
So an assertion error, this is a test runner. A test runner is going to throw an assertion error when an assertion fails. So I think if we throw any kind of error when it, oh, you know what? Hold on. I think I have it. If no test match, a nil is returned. You can change the default value. This works. Yes, we want to use case instead of cond.
Oh.
Case will throw an error if it doesn't match. At least from what I read.
Oh, everything failed.
Everything failed. We always get a U. Maybe that's not. Maybe I got it wrong. Case.
Always return to you. For everything.
That always compares. Oh, it always compares. Oh, I know what I did wrong. It so case is this syntax.
Oh, okay. And okay, and then it'll look for.
I might need to make these vectors. I'm not sure.
Isn't case a Java thing too?
There is it's either case or switch in Java. This is a lot like the decode in Oracle or the case. It's a SQL. It's a lot like a SQL case statement.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, wait, this looks a little familiar. Because I was fooling around with Java and like a week ago, but now I don't know what we did. Ugh.
So I got the syntax wrong of case again. Let's look it up because
so we broke it again.
Yeah. Case. That looks right. Case. My string. They're just pairs, and they're in that. Illegal argument error. Is that what we're getting? Is an illegal argument error?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. So it actually is doing what I wanted it to do, but that's not what we actually want. So right now, assertion. It wants an assertion error. How do I make an assertion in Clojure? How do I throw an error? All right. Just assert. Assert false is an assertion error. That should be easy enough to do. There it is. We won.
Wow.
Okay.
What is the? So what did? Let's see. What did we?
I'm trying to get back to the. Oh, that's not it. There we go. Okay.
Oh. So, and then you just do assert false.
Yeah, so it didn't match here, didn't match here, didn't match here, didn't match here, so it goes to this line, and that'll throw an assertion error.
Wow.
think
So
you can use...
it is. So it was just as easy in Clojure.
Yeah. I think that we can hit this. I think we can also matches.
Oh, a doc string.
String.
I think we are allowed to do that.
Maps a string of tides to RNA. Yes,
Nice.
we did it. So then we want exorcism, submit, source. Yay. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yes. Word count. A lot of these in exorcism, all of the languages have like the same challenges, which I think is pretty cool because you can compare how you do it in each language. I think I did word count in Python.
Yeah, that is cool. Actually, here while we're talking about that, so the Python RNA transcription we did the other day, and it's actually we didn't use make trans. We did it 3 different ways. Doing that last part, the map.
Oh yeah.
So there's the map. There's a list comprehension, which I think is probably the most Pythonic. And then there's just using a loop to go through and generate a new list.
Yeah, it's the most, well, I think the list comprehension is still readable, right? So that would probably be the most Pythonic.
I would agree. And then we had this function, map that RNA instead of pair nucleo. But yeah, like you were saying, I agree that it's pretty darn cool to be able to see solution in multiple languages. Oh, this is the one you were doing the other day.
I think
Was it, were you doing
is.
this? Or was it Jay that was doing this?
What, word count?
Yeah, word count. It was you.
I think it was, let me see. I'm going to go into my thing and see if I can't find it.
Write a program that, given a phrase, can count the occurrences of each word in that phrase. For example, for the input, blah.
Oh,
yeah.
I have a word count file here. Let's go.
So we want to make a map. I think.
Yeah, I did word count.
All right. Well, did you do it in Clojure or Python?
I did it in Python.
All right, let's try it in Clojure.
Yeah, because I'm looking at my Python one right now. It's not bad.
No. Well, you need to make a map in Python. I would make a map, or I'm sorry, a dict with the default value of 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then No, a default value of 0, and then loop through each word and index into that dict and increment for each time you come across a word. Is that what you did?
I have an empty dictionary.
Okay.
And then I have some variables. One of them, it's these people like to use random Unicode characters that are really hard to deal with.
Were you using
So
Python 2 or 3?
I was using Python 3, so it does run. It's just to try and find those certain characters to deal with them the correct way, or to have them. You don't know what they are. So if like they're looking for a word, that Unicode thing just comes up as an empty square.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, so you don't know if it's a letter or a number or if it's just a regular symbol. So what I had to find out what the code was, what the Unicode code was. So I have a variable that's holding that code, that character in it.
Nice.
That's one of the things at the top. Then I have some regex to remove some random things that were in there. And I have something that makes sure everything's lowercase and everything is split apart into a list. And then I have I have 3 for loops and a bunch of if-else statements and one try and except down at the bottom. So it probably could be done a lot easier, I think, in Python, but the way I did it the first time, it's still readable, but I think after reading effective Python, this probably should have been split up into like 3 different functions.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see how we do it in Clojure, though. It might be easier.
So you say you are how are you doing with effective Python?
Not bad. I haven't really done much reading this week as far as like Clojure or Python goes.
Okay.
Because I've been mostly reading and looking up things about my new job. But
yeah, that's awesome. That's great news.
Yeah, I was so happy. But
I'm trying to put together some show notes here real quick. Go ahead.
When I did look, the last time I read Effective Python, it wasn't bad. It was talking about different generators that are in Python that people should use, when to use them, when to use the list comprehension, and when to use a regular like for loop.
Okay. Yeah, I think it also tells you about the gotcha with generators, where if you go through it, if for some reason you want to go through it twice, it's not going to work. So you need to cache it into a list in that case or something.
Yeah, I think it did mention something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I think I remember that part.
Yeah, it's not some of the things, if you don't, if you know the basics of the language, but you don't know a lot of like the little details, it shows you things in the language maybe you didn't know, but also teaches you how to write everything. So it's, how it should be in Python, which I enjoy.
I like that a lot. And I'm enjoying, actually, I started the first chapter of Fluent Python, and I've talked about, why does Python use, for instance, len to get as a high, an upper level function or a first level function, rather than having it be an attribute or a method on a string or array. And that's actually the first thing it addresses in the book, which I was pretty happy about.
Yeah. Also, Fluent Python really goes into like detail, it sounds like.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to really dig into it yet, because I really want to focus on Clojure right now, but
yeah,
it does. Totally.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to know more about Python, so that's why I got Effective Python and Fluent Python, but also to better understand it, so when I start like the Black Hat Python, and when I finish going through the other hacking book that is mostly in C, I would.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah. So like the first 100 something pages teaches you the basics of programming in C, and then the rest of the book, which is like 600 pages, goes into different type of exploits and stuff that you can type out in C.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like easily 3 to 4 times longer than Black Hat Python. It's funny, like the size of the books. Looking at them right now,
Yeah.
because Black Hat Python is so skinny, but that's because everything's easier to do in Python. There's less things
True.
you have to write. So
Yeah. A lot of that stuff you don't need to worry about because it handles it for you.
yeah. Oh, and then at the office, every computer has Windows on it,
Of course.
of course. And
Same
I
everywhere,
think I think their software might even be written in ASP.NET, but I'm not sure.
Okay. I've done
And
that.
yeah, I've never actually looked at any .NET stuff, but
Don't. I wouldn't look at it until after you've played with like Django,
okay.
something like that, because it'll warp your brain, and then I really am not a big. I mean, okay, if you want to do ASP.NET MVC, that's more like Django, where you got your model view controller.
Yeah.
But ASP, like traditional ASP.NET type stuff, it doesn't use the same paradigms that are considered to be good programming paradigms for web applications today.
I'm only, and it's just a guess that it's written in ASP.NET. I was going by the URL for their software. So some of the files end in, I think, .aspx or something like that.
Yep, that's ASP.NET.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, must be written in that. I don't know what the programmers choose to program in or how they came to the conclusion to use that. But
right. Well, I mean, it's a popular framework.
Yeah.
Especially in enterprisey stuff.
Yeah. But being on using Windows all the time and seeing all the problems people have, like, the computer randomly shuts off because it had to update. This wouldn't happen if you were using Linux, but all right.
Oh no, you're the Linux evangelist.
Because I'm just sitting there, I'm like, and thinking to myself, I'm like, it doesn't happen in Linux.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. We want to make a map. So I think, like last time, we want to split this sentence, right? We want to split the sentence into words. What happens if we we map a sentence? What happens? Individual. Map function. This is essentially a lambda, right?
Yes. Yeah, so FN is really just lambda.
Yeah.
Which, looking at it in Clojure, allowed me to understand it better in Python.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to take characters, so we do need to split it. So if we say, let's see if I remember this, Clojure dot string only split.
Nope.
Ooh.
I thought it was split.
Oh, split at. That might be what we want. Here, we can throw this in the show notes. Hey, I've noticed that Clojure has these interesting constructs where they're like combining different functions into like a shortcut function.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Split at is not what we want. Split with. That's not what we want either. I think we want it split.
Oh, this reminds me. That's the last thing I was reading about in Effective Python. They were mentioning different things in the iter tools library, I think. So I had used a couple of those on a few exorcism challenges.
Oh, nice. So like a reduce or something like that?
Yeah, because so like this word count thing, the way I did it and the way other people had done it, you could have used something like counter to count all the words.
Okay.
So, well, I forgot exactly how they did it, but counter, you could do counter like, red, red, blue, and it would come out with 2 red, 1 blue. Like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it was much easier to use counter and then make a dictionary out of it. I did it kind of the brute force way, but
yeah. I'd be interested in doing this in Python. Maybe we can do that on Python Thursday one of these days.
I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah, totally.
Wrong number of args. Past string split.
I need to tell it what I want to split on.
Oh.
I think what it said was this. Yep. Do you see what I did there? That's actually that's kind of silly way of doing it. It's putting it through a map for no reason because it does the same thing pretty much as that. It's just passing each one of these to the map.
Oh, okay.
So we want to use a reduce, I think. Let me look it up. Because we want to come up with a single object from processing a list. And that sounds like a reduce to me. Which is in iter tools in Python, by the way.
Reduce?
Yeah. So reduce does this. You pass a you pass a list and a function, and it kind of accumulates each element in that, well, in this case, vector. And you come up with, so you add it, you give it plus and a list, and it's going to then add each one of these items to that list.
Oh, okay.
So is that what we want to do? Conjoin or conj. I think that's like almost exactly what we want to do right here, right?
I believe so.
Let's try it. Reduce. But it's not one of these, it's one of, that's a set. We want a map. See if this will Clojure.string. Only I will remember the syntax. Character cannot be cast to.
David.
Okay.
You can't make a map out of it, I guess.
Well, we just need to pass it 2 things instead of 1, right?
Yes, I believe so.
So this is making my brain hurt. Let's not do the reduced style. At least not right now. Maybe we can use something that's easier to understand, like recursion.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if we made a new call it process or count it. Count it takes a first sentence and a rest. Doing this, then this is making my brain hurt again. Do you have any ideas how to do this?
Let's see. How to count the words.
There's going to be a really simple, efficient solution to this, but I don't. It's like taunting me from outside of my normal comfort zone.
Well, thinking about it, you have like a long sentence, but maybe the sentence doesn't make sense, so it can have the word "the" in there like 50 times. You could have like a set, right? So you make a set of the sentence, so you only have each thing occurring once, so you can make a dictionary out of it, and then try and match the keywords in the dictionary to the actual sentence, and then add 1 to each thing, to each keyword, so each value increases by 1 if that word is found. But
okay,
I feel like I'm thinking of Python
like
again.
I think that sounds like a Python way. But
yeah, with like a for loop and stuff. But I think from what I was reading when I was reading about little things in Clojure last week, when I was trying to avoid the for loop thing, most people who are efficient at functional programming languages said most things that are done with for loops can be done with map and reduce in a functional programming language.
I would totally agree. I have an idea, and I need to figure out how to do it. Hey, this probably is not the most efficient way of doing it, but I think So I want to. What is the syntax to set? If you want to say, so like in Python, you'd say if you had a map, you would set you could get and set associate. That's what it is. Assoc.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So let's go out to the REPL real quick. Okay, so if we try to get an empty thing, say foo, what do we get? We get nil. If we say if it's nil, then that's what I want. You see what that's doing? Maybe this will make it a little clearer. So we'll get the value from a map, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this case, I'm trying to get foo from an
Yeah.
empty map, and I'm getting nil.
Yeah.
Here I say get foo from this map, but if it doesn't exist, return 0.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense.
And here I'm saying get me foo from this map. If it's empty, it's 0, but it exists, so it returns 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like get me my value if it exists, or else return this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then what I want is so increment the value of the map for this key, and if it doesn't exist, start at 0.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of mind-bending right there. But it does exactly what we want it to do, right?
Yeah.
If it doesn't exist, start at 0. If it does exist, start at whatever value it is, and then add 1.
That's crazy.
So, it is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, inc. Oh, get map better names here. I think you're right. I think that this totally would use a reduce. I'm just not sure how to do it.
Yeah, when the people were making the comments, map and reduce can solve it. I wasn't exactly getting like great examples of using map and reduce.
All right, so what we got here, this is going to be our map, that counter. This is going to be the first word in our list. And then this is going to be the rest of the sentence. Get counter word 0. So this will increment that word in that map. And then we want to count it for the remainder of the sentence. Counter now this is looking like our other function.
I'm looking at this. I'm like,
When
so many functions.
I have an idea, I just don't know if it's correct. Sentence. Okay, so what I think this is doing, I'm not sure how to get, I think reduce is the way to do this without two functions. I just don't know how to do it. So the whole reason I have this function is because I want to be able to have your counter. Actually, really, right? Counter. So we're going to increment the counter for the first word in the sentence.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to send the rest of the sentence back through this function.
Yes.
So that looks like a reduce, right?
I believe so. I've never really used reduce ever, I don't think.
Yeah.
So that's why I was kind of in the same boat. Reduce could probably definitely work. I've just never implemented it.
I don't know how to make it into a map with the reduce, so we can, if we get this working, I don't worry about that later. Okay, so we wrote that. Now we can watch my function crash and burn. S.
There you go. Wrong number of args passed to word count it. Now, why did that happen? Did we run out of things?
Because I changed the arity on that.
Oh.
Oh, look at that. It did something.
We keep getting nil, but it did something.
Got 6 failures. Awesome. Okay, so you were correct. We got nil. So let's go out to our REPL, right? And see what we got going on. And it was use
apostrophe
word count.
Reload, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so if we all count it, map in a sentence, I like turtles. We get nothing.
We get...
I'd say that's a problem.
I would agree, 100%.
So if...
Because then that means
what?
our function is doing nothing. We have all this stuff in there.
I think it's because I want an if and not a when. Because we have two options. I think when is when you only have one option. So that was my problem. Our problem. Oh, wait, we need to reload. Too many arguments to if. Well, that could be a problem. Oh, because we got, so we want this, another set of parentheses, or because basically we want two statements. We want to, I don't know.
I was going to say, where's Derek?
Right? No, this is, so counter. Because this is incrementing the, but it's not reassociating that incrementation back to this. So what?
Because what is counter? Counter is supposed to be holding the number.
Counters the map.
Oh, counters the map.
Well, we want to create a new map that is like the old one, except that it
has the
incremented value.
Yeah.
But we can't actually increment the value because that would mean that it's mutable, which it's not. We want to create an immutable map that's just like the old map, except it has a new value for that key that has been incremented by 1. How do we do that? I think that's recursion. No, maybe.
I think so. Since the map is immutable, you'd have to make a new one with the new value. But
if it's recursion, then it would have to be mutable to be able to get. I think it's reduce.
Maybe behind the scenes, Clojure is just letting you think it's doing it like it's mutable, but really it's just putting the new dictionary, the new hash map in a new spot in the memory each time. Well, no, then we'd have to be making it all over again in the thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Doesn't work. Oh, I don't know. Go back to the REPL. So if we reduce a function, we'll call it foo. Takes function, call it foo, takes a sentence, and confused. That's pretty nifty. It remembers the stuff I put into the thing previously. Okay, so if I create a function that takes a sentence and I make that I say count first now how do I do this? So if I want to then after I do this, I want to then I need to look at a reduce example. Converting a vector to a set. Join. Create a Jonathan. What does that say?
Create a word frequency map out of a large string.
Using reduce.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that.
So without looking at that too closely, apparently it can be done with a reduce.
Yeah.
And it's doing it with associate.
Yes.
So let's think about how we could do that. It's going to reduce. Now associate. It takes a map, a key, and a value. And it adds those keys into the map. Zero base. Oh my god. Let's just look at what they did. You cool with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's see if we can figure out what they're doing here. Okay, so they're incrementing. Okay, so they're using reduce.
Frequencies function. There's a frequencies function?
Apparently. So a hashtag at the beginning, I assume. What does that mean? What's a hashtag at the beginning of a string, or a hash at the beginning of a string? Does that make a hash map?
I want to say yes, but I'm not sure. I feel like maybe it makes a set. Does it make a map?
No. Hash map, hash map, hash map, hash map. Map. Then there's that thing, but it's not. Oh, it's making a function. There's a shorthand for a function. So this is the function in a reduce. We've got the function, we've got the starting value that we're reducing. Oh no, the starting. Where's the definition? Okay. Yes. So we've got the function, we've got what we're going to put the values into, and we have our starting thing. So in this case, we have the function we're going to do. We have the hash map that's going to hold the counted values. And we have the collection, which is the sentence. So if we look here, this is the function. This is our target hash map. And this is our sentence. Apparently they are splitting their sentence without using string split. They're using this resequence.
Oh yeah, they're using regex.
Oh, you're right. Regex.
To find
they're splitting it on
words.
words.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which that works too, I suppose.
That works. Okay, so this function right here, it associates the first parameter. Let's look up associate. The map, the key, and then the value. So map, key,
and increment the value.
And increment the value. That looks so easy.
It does.
Why does it look so easy?
I was going to say, because now when we try and implement it.
So now that I have an idea of how it's done, I'm going to try to implement it without looking at it.
Okay.
So
we got to do change this around a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to change this up. So we're going to start with the function, which is going to be here. Right? And we're going to start with a map. And
okay.
We're going to start with split, which we're going to use instead of the regex.
Yeah.
Split, sentence. And we are going to associate. Oops. First parameter, which is the map. We're going to look in that map and find the word.
Yes.
And then we're going to increment that value. We're going to increment the value of
Why are the? I feel like because the percent and the number are two different colors, I feel like that means we're gonna have a problem.
I feel like I just noticed that too. I don't know if we need the get. So maybe we don't need the get. And maybe that'll change the colors.
I'm trying to think. What did they do? Did they have it wrapped in parentheses? Do we need the parentheses for increment when we increment thing in parentheses, or
maybe? Yeah, let's just run it one of these times and see what happens.
yeah. Wrong spot. Whoop.
End
End
of
of
file.
file.
So that means probably paren problems.
Yes, I think so. That's. Oh, I think we do have a paren problem right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is for our reduce. I don't understand indenting in Clojure yet. I'm just going to come right out and say I don't understand it.
Well, it won't cause an error like it does in Python, right? It's just
yeah.
Or will it?
No, it won't. As long as you have the right number of parens, it doesn't matter where they are. Wrong number of arguments 3 passed to inliner.
Oh, maybe we do need the parens around that thing.
Hey! Look at that. We have 3 passing tests.
Huh.
But we also
But now
considering a colon a word.
Yeah, colon's being considered a word. And each go up here in this test is a different word.
Because it wants it to be case insensitive.
Yeah. Case insensitive.
And we probably aren't handling numbers correctly either here.
Because they want... What are we doing? I feel like ours... Oh.
How do we end up with 2 testings that are... Oh, comma.
There, because I was going to say, we're including... Our thing includes commas for whatever reason.
What? I just saw something recently that would remove any punctuation and just leave the ASCII character. Well, no, we want numbers, but we want to remove.
Oh, you know what? These are like the same. These are like the same exact things in the Python one, minus I think any weird Unicode. Because I don't know how the Clojure community feels about Unicode, but
yeah. Here, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to say this will work. That's going to get rid of our upper lowercase problem, if I did it right. I did not do it right. I was trying to use, so Java should have a toLower for a string. I mean, I don't want to look at that. Of a toLower string. Keyword wrong. Or a toLowercase. So one of the things I was reading in the most recent chapter of Living Clojure is that basically you can use this syntax. So basically do like in Java, this would be string dot to lowercase,
Yeah.
open close paren, but you can shortcut it and do it like that.
Oh, wow.
So you can use the Java that's underlying it using that dot syntax.
That's awesome.
If I remember correctly, which I may not. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like 2 languages in one.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yes, it did.
All right, so now we need to get rid of punctuation.
Yes.
Is that a regex?
I feel like we might not have a choice. I think it might be regex. The only thing to get rid of things. Could you use regex to get rid of something, or would you just use regex to leave it behind, so to speak?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's try Clojure. Remove non-alpha numeric. That's what we want to do, right? We want to remove anything that's not alpha numeric.
Right.
Oh, this is a regex question. Let's PHP. I don't want PHP.
No one wants PHP.
No one wants PHP. That's not what I want. That's only numbers. Maybe there's an is alpha?
I'm thinking if there's an is digit, then there's probably an is alpha. I know in Python there's is alpha num, is num.
Yeah, let's see. What was the name of this? This is the string syntax. There's no is alpha. Maybe it's alpha numeric. No. Java is alpha numeric. Huh. That's not what we want. So character is digit. What does that mean? Oh, here, replace all. Character is digit. So we're filtering, so if it is a digit, it'll be true. If it's not a digit, it'll be false. But character is digit doesn't seem to exist. Oh, now we're trying to is alphanumeric. No is digit. So am I spelling something wrong?
Oh, is it supposed to be a capital I, or?
Oh, you are observant. Oh, of course, it's that thing.
That's even worse than that other thing that we got the last time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have like a hexadecimal number in there or whatever that thing is. I don't even. There we go. I was going to say, because that object user eval is just...
Is alpha... Yes, alpha is letter? So we could say is letter or is number or is digit.
We could do that.
I don't love it.
No. But I think it's a way around having to use regex to try and pull out everything the right way without making it into something that it shouldn't be, like...
I would agree. So let's FN clean text sentence. So we're going to lowercase that should be essentially what we're doing now. And it's not. Clean text in this context.
I was going to say we blew it up again.
Oh, I used an underscore.
Oop.
We have the same results. So now instead of just two lowercase, we also want if, I'm probably just horribly, I'm probably doing this horribly. Catch me if I do something wrong. If filter or character is digit this is ugly. How do I do this? Here? I feel this is just horribly wrong. I don't like it at all.
I was getting a little...
It was getting way out of control, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like when it was getting too long, I'm like, I feel like we're doing this wrong.
Exactly. I was like, this can't be right. All right, let's try we'll make one called is alpha. what do I call it? Give me a name for this variable. Because I'm not thinking of one.
Let's see. Not sentence is alpha.
CHR.
Or characters? Character, yes, CHR.
Character is digit. CHR. Character is okay.
Looks good to me.
Okay.
Let's see now.
Maybe. Maybe. No. It doesn't know its digit. What do we do? Is it supposed to not be capitalized? I feel that's wrong. I'm doing wrong. Is letter, is digit. That's right. One. So it can't be a letter and a number. Is it both? That sounds awful. Can't be right. It's over here. So it works on that first one.
I love how is digit can't find the digit because the digit's a string.
Because it's a string or because it's second?
Maybe, I don't know, to be honest.
I think that's it. It's that.
Oh, no, we broke it.
You broke it. Make this. Yeah, it's not that. What the heck? Oh, if it's a digit or a digit, then it's okay. Ow. Why?
Yeah, why did that? Huh.
Why is this different? Oh, no, I don't know why that's different.
Why does that not? Is or not a thing?
Oh, wait, what?
But now, will that work on letter? So if we put E there in that same. No, yeah, nothing. So something's wrong with the or the filter or something.
Maybe or isn't a thing in Clojure?
Thought it was, but
I thought so too. Oh, this Google is not going to work. Oh, it did.
oh,
I am surprised. Good job, Google.
or X and ampersand.
Or
True, false, false.
true. Yeah, that should.
Oh, so do we have to put it inside of the or could you just have multiple things in the or?
You can just list them. No, not the pit. So here's our or, right?
Yes. And we have two arguments in or, right? That is digit or is letter. And then we pass that to filter.
Maybe.
Huh.
Ha.
We found the problem.
Found the problem is because there are two functions rather than just making it a single function. Okay, so that is essentially what we want.
Yes. That little filter or statement should do the trick, I think.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know if returning characters is a problem or not, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we're probably going to need to join them. Right, so we're going to need to say use. This is probably still the wrong way of doing this. But it works. Is a plus. No. What did I do wrong? Oh, I forgot my that. Let me say.
Ah, beautiful. Oh man, I love when it returns that. Like, does that mean it didn't work? Did it work? Like,
Whatever it means, it.
like return to filter object. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, and thinking it's not doing what I wanted it to.
It's like the Java virtual machine was like, well, here you go. This
Great.
is
You
yeah.
got a thing.
This is where it is located in the memory. Do what you want with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is probably great, but not for our current purposes. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is essentially what we want right here. Join. Let's see if I can remember that. What's here? No, it's here. Join.
Let's see.
Or character is it. Character is better. So I assume that I can do that. Goes around here somewhere.
Oh, I see what you did there with the indenting.
I think that makes sense, right? Because we're filtering based on that function, and we're going to pass this into that function.
Yes.
I think that works.
I guess we'll find out.
Definitely find out. Not work.
Nope.
Oh, is alpha. I think that's a remnant from our old thing. I want this. I just want let's try our solution again. Oh, we just got a lot of fails.
Everything failed.
Oh, we got one right.
Oh.
Apparently we got rid of spaces.
Yes. We joined everything into one long string.
We got rid of all of our punctuation and the spaces.
Yeah. What we did was we completely destroyed the sentence and then counted it.
So one way we could do this probably isn't the right way to do it, but that would work, right? So if it's a digit or a letter or a space,
That should work.
that should work. The other way is to switch the order on these so that we lowercase it. Oh no, so we split it first and then clean it. But I think this is, easier.
Hey, everything failed.
Didn't work. Did not work. Did we not write it? Space. Newsletter. I don't know. How do we keep? I guess we could change the order so that we split and then we clean. So split. So that will clean the text after it splits.
Nice.
We're down to one failure.
The only thing is that now it counted 2 empty spaces.
Oh. So if we had multiple spaces, it's having a problem. Jeez, they make this so difficult.
I know sometimes I feel like some of these challenges are overly challenging in that aspect of the weird things, like the weird Unicode that they throw in there.
Yeah, the edge cases and stuff.
Yeah, and the 18,000 spaces before or after a letter. Like, I know some people do make mistakes like that, and I guess the way I thought of it was they're trying to get you to write code that's still readable, but is not as easily broken by those things.
Right.
Which I guess is what you would want in the end, but it's like, why don't you just get the person to not, like, because now it's not the programmer's fault, it's the user's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, don't space it so much.
These are good edge cases to learn, but it's definitely frustrating.
Yeah. Well, the Unicode I kind of get, because if you're writing software that's going to be used in other countries, like if you do a software as a service or something, one of those things, so you upload it to like Amazon web servers and people in Taiwan use it, well, they're going to be using different Unicode. So
yeah, that totally makes sense. And I think it's short-sighted to make code that only works with your basic ASCII char set.
Yeah.
I would agree. And I suppose it makes sense that they'd make me check for multiple spaces, but I thought I was so close.
I know.
I thought I was there. All right, so I'm looking through my notes. I think
Did you write your notes like outline style? Like Roman numerals and stuff?
No, I didn't. Should I have done that?
Well, no, because every time I hear notes from just from the way they made me do it in school when I was, when I was younger, and even in high school when I was doing the advanced placement classes and whatnot, the way they had you do the outlines, oh my God, they like drilled it into you. This is how an outline is supposed to be done. And then when you got to college, the professor was like, you could write it however you want.
You just put it on a piece of paper. I don't care. Yep. That's rather funny, actually.
Because then it's like, wait, I could just write my notes in nice, neat little sections on a piece of paper, not have to come up with all this extra stuff.
Yeah. So apparently, what I read in Living Clojure was that that if you want to check if something's empty, you use empty, but you wouldn't use not empty, yet even though it would work. You would use sequence. I don't really know what I'm doing. I have a sequence and then an empty vector. Doesn't make sense. So does this make sense? No.
Comes back as nothing. What if we put something in there? What does it come back as?
So here's what I have in my notes.
That
doesn't make sense. Maybe I can look at the book. Where was that in the book?
Well, if nothing's in there, wouldn't it turn? It would come back as nil. And isn't nil? What is nil? Is nil true or nil is false, right?
Oh yeah. So maybe this is what we want.
Comes back as S.
Okay, so don't we still have to check for? Oh, but it is false. Okay, so yeah, I think you're right. I think you are totally right. And okay. So if it's empty, this will fail.
Yes.
And
yes,
if it's not empty, then we'll evaluate this.
Yeah, so it'll have to be if true and true.
Yeah. And I missed a paren somewhere.
And we broke it again.
I think it's here. There's no paren there. We had a failing test. A lot of failing tests with the big. Don't know how to create a sequence from a character. Of course you don't know how to create a sequence from a character. Maybe you can do it the non-idiomatic way and say wait a minute. If I what am I doing? False. It's not false. It is not. It's false. What does that mean? It's neither true nor false, is what it's saying.
It's nil. So what should we? If false, false.
Not false, and it's not true.
What if you do nil question mark? Nil question mark. Empty the parens. Not parens. This quotes.
It's not nil.
False. It comes back as false and empty.
Is empty.
True.
Empty is what we want. No. is. I don't know how to create a sequence from a character. So apparently empty. Oh, but then we're back to that sequence, right? We're back to this thing.
Yes. Doesn't know how to create a sequence from a character.
So what if we did a what am I doing? Cast. Character cannot be cast to Clojure persistent collection. Oh, it's not empty. Quote, it's still not empty. Oh, it's a list of quote, quote. Which is exactly what we have. We have a list of quote, quote.
I was gonna say we could get that quote, quote without using cons and nil.
Hey, do you want to just try saying, well, not equal to quote, quote? I have a feeling that's way verbose and totally the wrong way of doing it, but we could try.
Or we could try. I'm willing.
Okay. And not, oops, not equal if that works.
Oh, nope.
We still have it.
Oh, yeah, the test pass though. How come we can't get rid of those quotes?
How about, I have an idea. And it's cheating. If we use, how do you remove, we want to, okay, so all I'm doing here is I'm taking our result and I'm removing the pair, quote, quote. There we go.
Yeah.
That can't be the right way of doing it. But it works.
Let's.
We're basically just taking the answer we had and we're saying
the disassociate.
Yeah, disassociate. We'll get rid of that key. We don't want it because it's quote, quote.
Yeah.
But wait. There is a slightly cleaner version. It's like this. And this one doesn't seem so bad. That's the same thing, I think. But we're doing the same thing. We're just doing it. I don't know if disassociate is the right thing. Okay.
Did we break it again?
It's not disassociate. It's a different. To remove return a list that doesn't contain an item. How do we take it out of? Remove an item or return a list that's missing a particular item, or filter. We're doing that above. Oh. This seems silly. Now we're just filtering twice. Head hurts. We're already filtering up here, so I just want to create a complete circle.
I feel like a Clojurist would look at watch what we're doing and just shake their head.
Oh, they would have done that a long time ago. They probably just have this. They just added like one more function and it's just done. And then they're sitting there like, they got the answer off the internet. Why can't they use that?
Yeah.
Oh, no. What or? I don't know. I think we're close, but I'm I don't know. Let's look at the answer they used. They used the regular expression. And that is a whole lot more compact than this. But we tried. Oh. Yes. Oh.
What? We broke it?
Yeah, I got rid of the 2 lowercase thing. I need to put that back. think now we can get rid of that.
Oh, I was gonna say, what you did, we could get rid of that whole.
I think that that will now work. And there's probably that Clojure. It's like, why didn't you just do that?
I was gonna say that took a, yeah, a sigh of relief. Oh,
Right? They're like, oh, they finally looked it up.
yeah,
Why didn't they just use frequencies?
yeah. Well, yeah, that's the next thing. They were like, oh, they could have just used frequency, like, frequency sentence to lowercase, and then.
Right.
That's funny.
That is funny. That was fun.
Yes.
Thanks for joining in.
No problem.
I learned quite a bit, I think, and yeah.
Oh, this link that I shared is a guy shoveling snow in a T-Rex costume.
That sounds amazing. Let's get a look at that. Yes.
Yeah.
I like the way his head flops back and forth when he runs. Oh, that is amazing.
I can't figure out what possessed him to go out like that and shovel snow.
It's like, honey, videotape me. I'm going to go out in a T-Rex costume and shovel snow. Well, I think on that note, I can shut off the Hangout.